Do you love juice? Do you love candy? But do you have diabetes? Hi, I'm Juicy Jones. Back in the day, my diabetes was completely uncontrolled. But today, do I have a product for you?
This is getting ridiculous. A BG of 0?
What's that? Are you talking to me?
Bloomfield, there you are. I haven't seen you all day. What's been up with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm fine. It's a good thing we cracked that case, huh?
Yeah, although we never did track down where all those vitamin C royalties ended up.
Thanks, Chief. You can count on us.
What's the pico on this one?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, yeah, that's why I asked.
Listen, St.Margaret, I know you're itching for a case, but you gotta let us have this one. I know we have to make up for what happened with the last police chief.
Besides, this one's simple. Just reports a tight glucose control, increasing hypoglycemia and hospitalizations. It's fine.
Dumb. We all have lower A1Cs than people with diabetes. We're fine. Lower is better, no doubt.
We got this. It'll be easy.
Give me that. Come on, Bluefield, let's go. I'm sick of them choosing these boneheads for all the cases.
Works every time.
Let's go binge some case reports.
Let's do it.
Oh, sorry. Where are we?
We're at one of the largest physician offices in the city. Would you fall asleep on the way over here or something?
I don't know, must have. I don't know.
No wonder why the car ride was so peaceful. We're here to observe and see if we can add files to the case. You know, the lower is better case?
Hey, what was Opinion saying about you itching for cases?
Well, I thought a new police chief would end this drought of cases, but instead they've just been assigning them to everybody else. Something about heroes need rest or something, I don't know. But it's not like you've noticed, you've been distracted.
We have a 72-year-old male here, A1c 7.1. We start with glipizide, get that A1c a little bit lower.
Yeah, I told her, if the insulin makes your glucose drop, just get some glucose tabs over the counter. Definitely easy fix. Gotta get those numbers lower. That's what the science says.
Seems like lowering blood sugar is all the rage. Come on, I have a surprise for you. You're about to meet some of the biggest players in the MDM game.
This place looks like a dump.
Evidence-based medicine isn't always wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow, Bloomfield.
And then he said randomizer. I hardly know her.
Where is everyone?
I thought we weren't meeting until the next JAMA was published. Isn't what's-his-face doing the lit review?
And Detective Pooh?
Detective Pooh? Yeah, Pooh. Patient-oriented outcomes?
He's our master of disguise. He must be backed up on another case right now.
Doing what he does best.
Or so he tells us. Anyway, this is my partner, Detective Bloomfield. We were just handed another case, and it's a tough one. Seems like prevailing practice may actually not have any poem data behind it.
Oh, a retrospective cohort trial?
Stratified by surrogate markers like A1c.
And it looks like the hazard ratio shows more severe hypoglycemia for the exposed group with A1Cs less than 7. Oh, because the confidence interval doesn't include 1.
Right. So,
I guess I'm still wondering who benefits from this. Certainly not patients. Maybe doctors. I guess What happens when someone goes too low? You need to treat it.
That's it. Bloomfield, you're a genius. Let's move. Just as I thought, the shelves are empty. Bloomfield? What is she doing?
Hey, looks like your hunch was right.
What?
Wait, the hospital has had a ton of hypoglycemia too.
Right. We need to get the news out there, and fast.
And you're saying we shouldn't target A1Cs less than 7 for our older patients?
Right. And especially when we're using hypoglycemics like insulin and sulfonylureas.
Fascinating. I sure hope someone isn't counting on the sales from glucose tablets and hospitalizations.
Me too. Me too. Year 6, case log entry 2. Another endorsement fail for Juice. Makes me wonder if he's the bad guy. Turns out lower is not always better. We're seeing a lot of campaigns with large cash flow, but where's all the money going? Bottom line, there is a much higher risk of hospitalization from severe hypoglycemia in adults aged 70 to 85 who are prescribed either insulin or sulfonylurea when their A1c is less than 7%. Bloomfield, you're doing that look. What's the question?
Yeah, I've got a question. Table 2 looks important, but there are so many numbers. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay. Table 2 shows the hazard ratios for hospitalization for severe hypoglycemia and cause-specific mortality.
Yes, I know how to read. What are all the numbers saying?
The first column of numbers is person years.
There you go. What's a person year?
Person years is the product of a number of persons in the study times the number of years they participated in the study.
Whoa, 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 whoa. If it's the same study, how come the numbers are different?
That's because the duration of follow-up varies. For example, to assess for mortality outcomes, patients were followed a little longer, 5.2 years on average, instead of 4.9 years on average for hypoglycemia, which is why they have slightly higher person year values.
Okay, yeah, I that actually makes a little sense. Let me take a stab at the next one, events per subject. All right. Okay, events per subject is the number of times the specific event happened in that group. And keeping in mind that each participant may have had more than one event, and some participants may have had no events. It's just the total number of events. I can see from table 1 that there were 16,569 persons in the non-exposed group, meaning those that did not receive insulin or sulfonylurea. And there were 6,288 persons in the exposed group, totaling up to the grand total of 22,857, which is how they got that bottom number.
Nice. Looks like there's hope for you after all, Bloomfield. What about the hazard ratios? You ready to handle those?
We've covered this 100 times. I should know this.
Yes, you should. The hazard ratio is the risk of an event over the course of the study. It is different than the relative risk, which only looks at the risk at the time the study ended.
Yeah. Oh, it's starting to come back to me now. Okay, hazard ratio. If the hazard ratio equals 1, event rates are the same in both arms. If the hazard ratio equals 2, event rate is twice as much in the intervention arm.
Right, and don't forget about the 95% confidence interval. It includes 1.
I know, it's not significant.
That's pretty good, Bloomfield.
This is all great, but how come there are 2 columns under hazard ratio?
Good point. Looks like the one column has hazard ratio, that is the risk of event over the course of the study adjusted for only one covariate, age. As a matter of fact, the strengths of this study were that they were able to gather several covariates. And if you look at table 1, there are over 30. And so you can adjust the hazard ratio for all of these.
Whoa, what do you mean by adjust?
Well, the study hypothesizes that exposure to insulin or sulfonylureas can lead to hospitalizations, right?
Yes.
Variables like blood pressure, cholesterol, number of meds, smoking status can all influence the risk of hospitalization. So the authors have to adjust for those variables, aka co-founders, in order to more accurately predict the relationship between intervention and the outcome.
Oh, wow. It's like making all those equal somehow? What kind of sorcery is this?
It's better than sorcery. It's a regression analysis, but we'll have to leave that topic for another day.
So you mean to tell me regression analysis calculators can account for all of those variables? There were over 30.
Yes, these programs can account for hundreds of variables. The challenge is accurately gathering the data, which is what this study did. They found that after controlling for all those 30 plus variables, the hazard ratio for severe hypoglycemia was 2.5.
With a confidence interval that does not include 1, so it's legit.
Adjustments make the result more realistic, since it takes into account the real world co-founding variables, not just the one variable of patient age. Last but not least, we have one of our beloved forest plots.
Oh, yes. So clean, so simple. I got this one. Basically, it's comparing risk difference and
95% confidence intervals.
yes, they're 95% confidence intervals after 5 and 10 years of follow-up by 5-year age categories. Hospitalization for severe hypoglycemia was the only one whose box and confidence intervals stayed clear of the line of no difference, meaning that they reached significance.
There's nothing like good forest plot to end our conversations.
Yes, they are the poetry of statistical analysis. Wink.
Enough with the dad jokes.